Hey everyone, welcome back to EnGen TV, that's engaged generation of youth changing the world. My name is Daniel, and I hope you enjoyed last week's episode of the Financial Fix-Up. In today's episode, we'll be learning how to save our money and how to make even more of it. So best of luck, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Let's talk about student loans. So you've gotten that job, but now you have all this debt you need to pay off. So here are some tips to help you pay off your student loans. First, when you get that student loan application in the mail for you to set up your payments, make sure that you make them automatic payments. They'll give you the options if it's going to be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. So make sure that they're automatic payments. It'll make it easy for you not to forget about them. The second thing is, try and see if you can make extra payments every month, whether that be maybe $50, $25. You'd be surprised how just a little bit will go a long way. Over time, the little bit of extra payments actually reduce how much interest you pay over the length of your loan. So look into that. Another thing to keep in mind is when you're making those extra payments, make them on the day that your interest is the lowest. So usually that's when you make the payment, that same day, that's when the interest is the lowest, because some of that payment will go to your principal, which is the original amount that you received from the government to pay your student loans, and then the rest will be the interest. So make sure that it's on that day, because that extra payment will go to your principal as opposed to the interest, which will then help you reduce your loan a lot faster. Also, contact your loan provider to double check to make sure that any extra payments you do put on will go straight to your principal and not to your interest, because you want to make sure you're making the biggest dent on your student loans. Lastly, make sure that you do not pay your student loans late. Once you set it up automatically, it'll be very hard to do that. But if you're having financial issues during the time when you're trying to pay off your student loans, call your student loan provider. They actually many of them have repayment plans, and they can pause your payments. They can shift how much you pay depending on what your income is. They can reduce the interest. So make sure that you look into that. It's better that you call them than to have late payments on your credit report. And we'll talk more about that credit in another episode. So it's quiz time. Let's see how much you remember about paying off your student loans. When should you make payments on your student loans? Is it A, the beginning of the month, B, at the end of the month, or C, on the day your interest is the lowest? If you said C, that's correct, on the day your interest is the lowest. That way, you can ensure that the extra payment that you put on will go straight to your principal as opposed to your interest, because you want all that extra money going into your principal to reduce how much you are paying over the years of your loan. All right, I have a quote on the screen here for you. Just because your income says you can afford it doesn't mean you should buy it. Just think about that for a moment. Oftentimes when we have finally got that new job, we want to celebrate. And so we have this list of things that, okay, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that, after you've gotten that job. Now, there's nothing wrong with any of those things if it is in your budget. So, have you saved for it? Are you going to be in debt for it? These are some things you need to think about before you make that purchase. It's very easy to have lifestyle inflation, whether that be for your first job, transitioning into a second job with a higher paying income. Make sure that you're planning for all those purchases. we're going to talk about how you can do that. So here are 3 things that you need to keep in mind now that you have that job. You need to budget, you need to save, and you need to invest. So what does it mean to budget? Planning out where you're going to spend your money with the income you receive. So that means that you're not just going to spend all this money and be like, oh no, where did all my money go? No, you're planning where every single dollar goes, whether that be into saving, investing, paying off a debt that you might have, or just paying off your expenses, whatever those might be. Make sure every single dollar you have has a specific job. That way you are in charge of your money and your money is not just flying away from you. Next is saving. So what does it mean to save? Saving part of your income for a planned and unplanned purchases. Now, in our personal finance episode, I'll elaborate more on these 3 things, but just think about that. What are you saving for? Are you saving for a new phone? Are you saving for a car? Are you saving for a house? Maybe you already have a car. Are you saving for a second car? What if there are maintenance issues with that car? So saving for all of these things now with your new income is really important. So whatever you have in your budget doesn't creep up on you. And the last thing is investing, which is putting your money into assets that will return you a profit over time. And there's lots of ways for you to invest. You can invest in stocks, mutual funds, real estate, etc. But it's really important for you to make that a priority within that budget that you make. We'll talk more about that as well. All right, so here are some things to help you keep in mind to make sure you have all the right accounts and you're doing all the right things now that you've had that job. Let's take a look. So you need to watch out for fees. Oftentimes, you will have free fees as a student, but as soon as you are finished school, you're going to be paying the same fees as everyone else, and those bank fees can get really high over time. So look into a bank that has no banking fee options. There's lots of online banks that exist now that have those options, and you can pair it with the other bank account that you have. But it's important to reduce as much of your fees as possible. That way you are keeping your money to do what you want it to do. Next is remembering to pay yourself first. And that's the same thing as saving. So saving and investing, you are putting your money where you want it to be so that you can use it when you need it. So that's basically what paying yourself first is. Also, think about getting a specific type of credit card. And we'll talk more about credit cards, debts, etc. But keep that in mind as well. Getting a rewards credit card can really benefit you, whether that be with grocery shopping, traveling, cash back, whatever that could be. Make sure that you're doing your research to find out which credit card is the best for you. And we'll be right back after this break.
Apple Creek Seventh-day Adventist Church, there's a place for you, especially you teenagers. Those of you that have questions, you might want to know, why are things the way they are? We have a program called Teen Talk, where we talk about what's going on in the world today, what's going on in your life, and how does the Bible make sense of it. Every Tuesday we have these programs, and so you're welcome to join. Check our website for more information, and we'll hope to see you at one of our future Teen Talks. Whether you're a child, a teen, or an adult, there's always a place for you right here at Apple Creek.
Hi everyone, my name is Elise Beckles and I'm the owner of The French Tutor. We are a tutoring agency with our main teachable being French. We are so passionate about helping your young learners not only learn the French language, but learn it in a way that is engaging, that is fun, and primarily helps them to build their confidence. We are all about building exceptional students, which results in exceptional human beings. So feel free to contact us. We are on social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Look us up and visit us on our website, www.thefrenchtutor.ca.
Hey everyone, Daniel again. Welcome back to EnGen TV, that's engaged generation of youth changing the world.
All right, let's talk about side hustles. So you have that job, you're paying off your debt, you're paying off your expenses, you are saving, you are investing, but you wish you still had a little bit more money to maybe put to something else, to maybe give a little bit more depending on, a charity that you might be giving to. This is outside of your tithe, obviously, but maybe you should take up a side hustle. So what are side hustles? They are skill-based. They could be based on a passion or a hobby that you have. They could be a service-based. Maybe you are working at a grocery store. Maybe you are doing photography for someone. Maybe you're doing makeup for someone. Maybe you are fixing someone's car. It could be a variety of things. Or it could be virtual. Maybe you're someone's personal assistant. Maybe you're someone's content creator for their social media accounts. The list is endless. Or is it a blog? Do you have expertise in something specific that you went to university or college for, or just a hobby that you really love, that you love to talk about? Writing a blog and monetizing that blog, which will allow you to get money for the amount of people that view your blog, is also an option. So that's also something to think about. These are all ways for you to get a little pocket cash to help you reach whatever financial goals you're trying to get to. All right, this is our final quiz. Are you ready? What is the first thing you should do when you get your paycheck? Is it A, pay your bills, B, go shopping, C, go out to eat with your friends, or D, save and invest? If you said D, save and invest, you are right. Remember, we talked about paying yourself first. That way you can reach all of those financial goals that you're looking to go towards. Well, we're at the end of our episode. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and also research my blog. I'm Rochelle Christopher of The Financial Fix-Up, and we'll see you next time.